I'm just warming up for a lap of the garden. Today is a very special day. It is the 1st of May. We made it through another month! Yeah! And that's good for 2 reasons. Firstly, because I get to wear these exotic socks that yellow socks with white rabbits on, because it's a custom in our family that on the 1st of the month we say white rabbits to each other. Maybe it sounds bizarre when you say it, but it's just something we do. So I wear these socks now as an evolution of that custom on the 1st of the month, and I can only do that today. And secondly, because it is a very special friend of mine and another great storyteller's birthday today. So I just wanted to say, if you are watching this, Hannah Brailsford, happy birthday! Way! I just wanted to say thank you for the guidance and everything you've done for me over the past few years. Everyone should check out her stuff, which I'm going to link below. And today's story is for you. Now, this story has a little bit of interaction in it. So if you are with family and friends who perhaps are not wanting to watch this and you want to get involved, take yourself away from them, and then you can be as loud as you want. Go into a private little space, sit down with a drink, and feel free to join in. There was once a hunter. He had been out all day with his bow and arrow, looking for something to fire at and to take home to eat. But he hadn't found anything. Now, could you shout out an animal that perhaps he may have been hunting? Yes, he was looking for that, but alas, he found none. What else could he have been hunting for? Perhaps so. And yesterday he had been successful, but today he hadn't caught any of them. What else could he have been searching for? What else would have made a nice meal for him that evening? Ordinarily I'd have said yes, but that isn't even in this country. Come on, get on board. Proper suggestions, please. He hadn't found anything. So was this hunter happy? No, he was not. And he was so angry with the world that he vowed that the next thing he saw, whether or not it was game or something edible or whatever it was, he was going to fire his arrow at it. And it just so happened that as he was walking past, he saw a tall tree. And at the top of the tall tree, with his bow and arrow perched, he saw the strangest sight. A magnificent bird, a majestic, powerful bird on the top of a branch. The bird had so many colours. It was red and yellow, green, blue, with brown tips to the wings. It was a sight to behold. And as this hunter looked and stared at the bird with his arrow perched, he pulled it back and called out, "Bird! Beautiful bird up there in the tree. A beautiful bird like you must have a song. Please sing for me your song." And the bird looked at the hunter, and he shuffled this way, and he shuffled that way, and he shuffled this way again, and he took a deep breath and went, "Na na 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 na." What was that bird? That was not a beautiful song, that was an ugly song. I'm going to give you one more chance. Sing for me a beautiful song. And the bird looked at the hunter, and he shuffled this way, and he shuffled that way, and he shuffled this way again. And what do you think he did? Well, say it with me. Na 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 na. He got the arrow perched, pointing straight for that bird's head, and said, "If you don't sing for me your song, I'm going to shoot you with this arrow." what did the bird say? And the hunter walked away. Well, he was just getting to the edge of the forest when he heard a strange noise. It was distant, but distinct. Na, 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 na. The hunter looked. Is there another one of those birds? What could it be? And as he followed that noise, he came and he saw the bird that he'd shot on the floor. He picked it up and, do it with me, he plucked the feathers. Pluck, 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 pluck. There's a lot of feathers on this bird. Pluck, 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 pluck. And he put the bird down. And as soon as he did that, the noise came again. But this time, the bird was very cold because he had no feathers left. So it sounded like this. Look a little bit silly, don't we, when we do that? But that's fine because it's a story and we have freedom to look silly. The hunter thought, I'm going to get this bird to shut up. As I said, he'd had a really bad day. He was knocked off. He isn't normally this angry. If you do have kids watching this next bit, I suggest you tell them to look away because it's not a pretty sight. He took that bird and he took a knife out of his pocket and he cut the bird into pieces. Not on his hand, because then of course he would have cut his hand as well. He perhaps put them on a stone and cut the bird into pieces. And then he took all those pieces and put them into a box. And he shut the box. And he took a spade. There were lots of objects in this forest. And he took a spade. And he buried that box. And he put the soil back on top. But the noise came again. Sounded strange because it was under 6 feet of soil, but it was there and it was distinct and the hunter could not miss it. So he dug it up again, took that box, wrapped it up with more string, tied some stones to it, and then he walked down to the river and he placed the box into the river, and the box sunk with a few bubbles popping up top. And then the hunter walked away. But then the fishes came. All of the fishes came. And the box had sunk to the bottom. But the fishes came with their fishy mouths. And they began to nibble their fishy mouths the string around the box. Now, one fish wouldn't be able to get rid of all this string. It's very powerful. But all the fishes at home, if you too bite the string with your mouth, look at it. It began to fray. And it finally came apart and the box opened up. And as the hunter turned around, the strangest sight, stranger still than seeing the bird there. In the sky, there were hundreds and hundreds of these birds flying up from that little box. And they filled the whole sky. And every single one of them, and this is where I really need you to join in with me, every single one of them made that noise at the same time, and it sounded like a cacophony. It was the loudest noise the hunter had ever heard. It went, deep breath, na 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 na. And as the hunter looked up, he realised what this bird was. and why it was still singing this song. This bird was the freedom bird, and nothing can kill the freedom bird.